Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. My name is David and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card for you. I've got the new Stampers Anonymous Christmas set here, which is, this one is called Department Store. And I'm gonna make two cards with that. So without any further ado, let's dive in and make these cards. So this is this beautiful set. I saw this and I just had to have that. So we're going to use this stamp, that stamp, and that stamp. So nearly all of them. So let's get started. I'm going to start by making two backgrounds. And I'm going to start with my square one. I've got my card base ready, and this is the card panel that I'm going to use. And I'm going to stamp that with this music stamp. So I'm going to put that onto my block. And I don't want to stamp that with black, but I'm going to stamp that with a dark brown, Fallen Leaves, in the VersaFine Clair. And it doesn't have to be perfect, it can be a bit grungy. So I will just stamp that onto the background. That way around, that might help. Now these inks stamp fantastic. There we go, that's that, done. So I'll just heat set that and then I'll be back. So next I'm coming in with Frayed Burlap in the ink, and I'm just gonna come in from the side and grunge this up. And I'm coming in quite far to the inside, and that will give this really nice old vintage look, like it's old sheet music. These stamps from Stampers Anonymous, they stamp really beautiful. So I'm just bringing that towards the inside. So what I really like, this old vintagey look, I want to give it the illusion of that it's snow on there. So I'm just taking my, what's this, Dilutions White Linen ink spray, and I'm just tapping that on there to create the illusion of snow, just by adding these white splatters. There we go. Now that needs to dry. Put that to the side. Next I'm gonna get this thingy out. This is from Ranger. It's to distress the sides of your cardstock. And I'm just gonna use that to rough up the edges. Give it even more of a grungy old look. Like that. Now if you don't have one of these, you can also use the side of your scissor to do that. I just like this little thingy because it makes it a bit easier. And then I will go around again with my Frayed Burlap to take away the white edge and darken that edge. Make it stand out even more when I put it onto my white card base, because I'm not going to put a matte layer behind this, because I want this edge to be the star of the show. So that's done. So we started off with a white square, hey, and simple and easy and quick, we've got a background. And you know what? Just as quick and easy, we've got two. Now I've used a different color on here. This is Vintage Photo, and I've used the Acorn color to stamp just to give it a bit of a different feel, but the techniques were exactly the same, stamps were the same, the white splatters are the same. So yeah, this is two fun backgrounds. So these are ready to go. I'm going to put them to the side. Next I'm going to stamp. And I've got a piece of paper ready here. So let's take this beautiful stamp out and ink that up using my VersaFine Clair in Nocturne. Now there's a lot of detail on this stamp, so make sure you've got it a good layer of ink. Make sure it's inked up well, and then we're going to stamp that out on my paper. Give that ink some time to sink into that paper. I'm using 200 grams watercolor paper, so that's there. Beautiful. Beautiful. This screams Christmas to me. Next, I'm getting out my watercolor pencils, and I'm going to start off by this one, I think, candied apple, and I'm just gonna color in this ribbon just by layering down some pigment on the, and that makes it coloring quite easy, because where the stripes are is where the darkest color needs to be. So that's how I do that. Then I get my little brush and I'm gonna spray with water. And activate that pigment. And then you will see the brightness of these colors come through. And I'll blend that out. So I'll start where I put the pigment down, and then I pull that out towards the end of the, in this case, ribbon. Like that. So start in the darkest area and work my way up. And it'll become lighter the higher I get. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick up some color directly from the pencil. So I'm going to wet my brush and go over that pencil just like this. And then I will put that down in the darkest areas of my ribbon. Clean the brush and work that out again. Just to give that dark some more darkness. And that will give it dimension. Now all the berries will be a different kind of red. I'd used fired brick for that, but I'm going to start now with the holly that's in there. And I will make the holly twisted citron first. So I'm going to give them a layer of this green pigment. Clean off my brush, that the red is off. And then I will wash that color out and just color that whole holly leaf in. And this is quite a bright green because I want these hollies to pop up from the wreath. Next I'm coming in with, what's this called? Peeled paint. And I'm just gonna, I might as well do it like this. Pick up the color directly from the pencil. And giving that some darkness. Just darkening it up ever so slightly. Clean off my brush and blend the two nicely together. So that also will give it some dimension. So that's how I will do the hollies. So that was twisted citron and peeled paint, and then there it is. We've got rustic wilderness that I will use for my pine needles. So all the pine needles will be rustic wilderness, just one color. And when you activate this pigment, it will really become a brighter color. But it's still watercolor, so it's. But what I really like is that it's the same colors as my inks, so I know what the colors will do in a way. You see? So that's what I use for the pine needles. I've used Vintage Photo for these pine cones. And again, I'm just scribbling over that in circular motion, laying down that pigment. These are fun, these watercolor pencils that Tim brought out. And again, by activating that with the water, you see that it becomes a nice brown color. And because these stamps have these lines in it, it's really easy to color because it shows, it gives dimension immediately. So that is how I'm going to color in this wreath, and then I'm going to fussy cut around that, and that will be done. There we go. So there's my wreath done. Well, nearly done, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a bit of a color with Frayed Burlap as well, to take off the white. And I want this to have a bit of grunge to it as well. I don't want it stark white because the background is not stark white as well. So I'm just coloring this in. You see the difference? So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim out the inside of this wreath. So I'm going to pierce through a hole in the front, and then I'm going to come in from the back and just trim around that like so. Now I will just come in and give that a bit of this grunge as well. Fine, like that. So there's my wreath done. Next, what I've also done is I've stamped out the sentiment Merry Christmas and just fussy cut around that. Now I'm not going to do a lot to this, but I am going to give that a hint of color. And in here I want that green that we've used for the Pine Needles Rustic Wilderness. I'm just going to color this in. There we go. So let's build up the card. What I've got here is my base layer, my wreath, my sentiment, which I also need to grunge up. You see, that stark white just doesn't do it. But when you grunge it up, edge it, it all of a sudden matches everything. So I want this to have some dimension. So what I'm going to do on the back, I'm going to put my foam squares. And I'm going to put this in the center, but slightly up to the top. There we go. Next, I'm taking my Elizabeth Craft Designs tape. I'm just going to put that on the back of a strip of the red ribbon that I've got here. I'm going to peel off that backing. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that at the bottom of my card, just like so. And fold the rest to the back. So that is on there. And then I want to put this one right on there. So it looks like this is, well, it actually will be attached to the ribbon. So it doesn't only look like it, but it will be. So I'm going to put some tape behind that and stick that on there. There. Love that. Good. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the widest tape I've got and I'm going to put that on there. So I've got my card base here and I just need to stick this on there. Making sure it's sort of straight. There we go. I love this. You see what I mean with the edge that really stands out? One last thing that I want to do is I've got this snow writer from Deco Art and I just want to put some snow. So I've got this snow writer and I just want to put some snow right on top of the wreath. I always struggle with that word. And this stuff dries really nicely and it's easy to put on. And there we have it. Look at that. Now this needs a while to dry. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to do the second card. Now, what I've done, let me show you. I'm not going to go into the details because it's very repetitive. I will just show you the basics. I have stamped out my bells using black Nocturne, like so. And I'm using my zig markers for this one because they are fun as well. So using this yellow, and it's just giving it a completely different look and feel. So I will just color in this where the darkest points are, and then I will bring that color out. So as you can see, it's exactly the same technique I used with the watercolor pencils. It just gives it another look. Colors are a bit brighter, and that's what I really like about these. So again, you pick up that pigment and bring it towards the inside. Then I took a dark or a sort of an orangey color, just went in like that. Activate this again and just create a bit of a darker bit there and blend that in with that yellow. And these colors, these zig markers, blend so nicely. Yeah. So I'm going to finish this up using my zig markers and then you will see the finished result now. So here is the finished result of my bells. Colored this. I love this one as well. Also already put on the snow, let that dry in between, and so let's assemble that last card, because we've got the background this way, we've got that, we've got the bell, we've got the Merry Christmas, and in this case I'm just going to put that together like that. So I've got this Ideology trimmings, metallic trimmings from Tim Holtz, and I've just took a piece of that and I'm going to attach that to the bottom. Then I will get my card base And this is going to have a nice big edge around it. And here is this finished card. So different color medium, but the same principle. And just like that, we have two very nice Christmas cards using the new Stampers Anonymous. What was it called? Department store. And this, to me, is classic Christmas. I just love it. So simple, quick, but high impact Christmas cards, in my humble opinion. So if you like it, give this video a thumbs up and consider to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, more art journal videos, more planner videos, a lot of different kind of videos. Everything that has to do with paper crafting you will find on my channel. So thanks for watching, and I would love to see you for the next one. Thank you. Bye.